If you've been approved to have an edit or signatory role, you can view and enter data into DMRs. Choose a permit ID and make sure to click Update. When you do, any changes made in the ISIS database to permitted features, limit sets, or limit parameters will be applied to your returned search results. Now let's talk about the different status filters you can use to narrow your search results. If you're an editor looking for a blank DMR to fill out, then you would choose Ready for Data Entry and click Search. If you run a search on NetDMR validation errors, all DMR forms that have been at least started and saved at some point will be returned. Since the editing hasn't been completed, and therefore empty cells are left in the form, the application sees these as validation errors. So if you've already started editing, have saved, and are coming back to work some more, NetDMR validation errors is a good term to search on. NetDMR validated means that the form has been completed and validated. At this point, a signatory has two options: further editing or signing and submitting. So if I'm a signatory and I'm looking for DMRs that are awaiting submission, NetDMR validated is the status I'm going to search on. Imported applies to some facilities that use third-party software to collect and import their DMR data. Signed and submitted means just that. The DMR has already been signed and submitted, and at this point, a copy of record, or COR, has been generated. Submission errors/warnings. This means that according to the ISIS NIPD's database, the DMR is corrupt. This is extremely rare, but if you have a DMR that won't clear submission, you could locate it using the submission errors/warnings search parameter. The completed status means the DMR has been signed, submitted, and accepted by EPD or EPA. And notice here the things you can do. You can view the copy of record. You can correct the DMR. If you've talked to EPD or EPA and there's something you need to go back and change, you can do that here. And once the completed status is reached, there are two different ways to download, not just view, the copy of records. They can be downloaded as an XML or as a PDF file. Update NODI pending. NODI codes are codes used in a DMR to indicate there was no discharge. If you're applying NODI codes to multiple DMRs in a batch process, it can take a while. So if you run the Update NODI pending search, you'll see those forms returned that are still waiting to be updated in the batch process. These different status types can help you narrow down your search and target more specifically the particular form you need to work with.